Welcome to Cool Happenings. Everything I find cool and amazing. Your one-stop channel for all your accessible tech solutions.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon, so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification on your phone.
The 3finger voiceover gesture. Now, as with all other voiceover gestures, I will discuss the 3finger voiceover gesture in terms of taps, swipes, and tap and hold. So let's begin with the 3finger voiceover gesture. We could do a 3finger swipe up and 3finger swipe down. Now you would do a 3finger swipe up to get, for instance, you may be in a list, which is it could be a long list. For instance, in this case and in this demonstration, I'll show you the 3finger swipe up in my contacts app. So I'm in my contacts app. So as I'm navigating my contacts list, it's mostly used in lists. So now I'm at the letter A. So to navigate quickly to a different contact, you could just do a 3finger swipe up.
Rows 19 to 40 of 3,590.
As you do a 3finger swipe up, VOeasy announces your location, the rows you are in, as you swipe up. So let's do a 3finger swipe up once more.
Rows 33 to 53 of 3,590. Rows 46 to 66 of 3,590.
So I basically have 3,590 contacts, so it announces the rows. And yes, I have lots of contacts, many friends. It's good. And you could do a 3finger swipe down.
Rows 33 to 50, rows 19 to 40 of, rows 6 to 26 of 3, rows 1 to 15 of 3,590.
So you see, you go back to the very top of the list. You may see the 3finger swipes as follows. When you do a 3finger swipe up, you're basically moving the document downwards. So as you swipe up, the document goes lower. So for instance, if now you are now at the row number 1 in the context list,
If
I do a 3finger swipe up,
rows 8 to 29 of 3,590.
now I'm in row 8, so it goes quickly to row 8. And if I do a 3finger swipe down, I'm back in row 1. So swiping up and down with 3 fingers allows you to quickly navigate a list in an app. In this case, my phone app or my contacts app. You could navigate a book whereby you can quickly browse the pages from page 1 to page so and so forth using the 3finger swipe up and 3finger swipe down. So that's how you use the 3finger swipes. Now as for taps, if you do a 3finger single tap on the screen,
rows 1 to 15 of 3,590.
VOeasy announces your immediate location on the screen. So in this case, VOeasy is actually located, let's do it again,
Rows 1 to 15 of 3,590. Top of screen.
It's locate the rows 1 at the top of the screen. So that's how you do a 3-finger tap. Now if you do a 3-finger double tap, let's do a 3-finger double tap.
Speech off.
Speech is turned off. You can turn on and turn off speech by doing a 3-finger double tap.
Speech on.
Now with speech off, 3-finger double tap.
Speech off.
Your voiceover is still on, essentially is still on, but there's no speech. It does not mean your screen reader has been turned off, it's still on, okay? It's just that there's no speech. So as you swipe with speech turned off, you hear only the sound effects. These are the sound effects you hear as you flick or swipe your finger from left to right, but you don't hear voiceover speaking. VOeasy is speaking, it's just that you have muted speech. So let's turn speech back on by doing a 3-finger double tap.
Speech on.
And now VOeasy starts speaking once more.
Abang Jasmine.
Okay, so I hope it's understandable. Now, another 3-finger gesture would be the 3-finger triple tap. So let's do a 3-finger. Basically, doing a 3-finger triple tap will turn on and off your screen. Is called it is how you dim your screen. It's called screen curtain. Now let's do a 3-finger triple tap, which means 3-finger tap 3 times.
Screen curtain on.
Now with screen curtain on, what it essentially does is, as I explained, it dims your screen. So people looking at your screen, sighted people who look at your screen will assume your screen is turned off, as if your phone is turned off. That's how the phone appears to people who are sighted. They may also believe or assume you are demented because they may be wondering why you are talking to a turned off phone. But we know it's screen curtain. We may use screen curtain when filling out passwords, or when basically if you're a VOeasy user, you don't need images, so you turn on screen curtain. It's another way for you to save battery power because it's relying totally on sound and there's no images, there are no visual elements on your screen, so in that way you save battery, right? But that's a 3-finger triple tap to turn screen curtain on and off. So let's do it again.
Screen curtain off. Screen curtain on. Screen curtain off.
That's how you do it. Now the final 3-finger is not the final, but another 3-finger gesture would be the 3-finger quadruple tap. Quadruple tap basically means a 3-finger 4-time quick tap. A quick 4 tap using 3 fingers. What this does is it copies the last voice or spoken text. So I said voice or spoken text, right? So let's have voice or say anything.
Api api.
Api api, a 3-finger quadruple tap.
Api api copy to paste forward.
So you see, although that was a little hard taps, 3-finger 4-time tap in quick succession copies the last spoken text. So in this case, it copied the last contact which was api api. Let's see what else is there. Let's have voiceover say something else.
Abang Jasmine.
Okay, do a 3-finger quadruple tap.
Abang Jasmine copy to paste forward.
And just for your information, it's only copying the text and not the actual contact with the phone number. It's just the words in this case Abang Jasmardin. So he copied only it's not just he copies text anywhere. So let's go to the home screen.
Red ABC.
Okay, I'm now in my home screen. Now let's see where we are, somewhere in our apps or folders in the home screen.
Edit mode. Scanners folder. 22 apps.
He copies anything VoiceOver says. Any last is the last thing VoiceOver says. The last spoken word. So let's see what VoiceOver says right now. Let's hear it.
Color and light detecting folder. 6 apps.
Color and light detecting folder 6 apps. Do a 3-finger quadruple tap.
Color and light detecting folder 6 apps. Copy to pasteboard.
It basically copies the last spoken text. This would be similar, to Android devices where you could do a local context menu and have TalkBack copy the last spoken word. It's essentially the same thing. Now you could use this feature if you are in apps which do not have the ability for you to copy text using the text editing function in Rotor, and don't worry, I'll get to that feature soon in later VoiceOver demonstrations. But for now, be content that you would use the 3-finger quadruple tap to copy text. So let's say you're in the Facebook app and in certain locations where there are buttons or there are certain elements on the app which do not cater for copying text, you could use the 3-finger gesture, do a 3-finger quadruple tap, and the text gets copied. The last VoiceOver spoken word gets copied. Alright? So, oh yes, let's continue. Now, if you, I believe the final 3-finger VoiceOver gesture is to do a 3-finger swipe right or 3-finger swipe left. Now, to demonstrate this, the best app to show this is in anywhere. In this case, let's see where we are on the home screen.
Page 2 of 5. Adjustable.
And now in page 2 of page 5 of my iPhone screen, if I do a 3-finger swipe right,
Page 3 of 5.
and in page
3 of 5. Adjustable.
another 3-finger swipe right.
Page 4 of 5. Page 5 of 5.
I'm in page 5 of my iPhone home screen. Now let's go back to page 1 by doing a 3-finger swipe right.
Page 4 of 5. Page 3 of 5. Page 2 of 5. Adjustable. Page 1 of 5. Page 2 of 5.
You can move between the screens on your iPhone home screens by doing a 3-finger swipe right or 3-finger swipe left. It is essentially like turning the pages of a book. Like you are flipping the pages of a book. So as you swipe right, the pages turn from right to left. So you are flipping the pages of a book, and it can be used for that exact same purpose. So let's go to my books app and I'll show you what I mean.
Dock. Frequent folder. 60 apps. 9 new items. App switcher. Phone.
Yes.
Active.
Go to my books app.
Settings. Launcher. Books. Books. In reading now. Library. Button.
Now let's see where we are in the book. I'm in my Apple Book tab. I opened a book. So let's see what page we are on.
Page 11 of 471.
We are page 11, so doing a 3-finger swipe right.
Page 11 of 471. Page 12 of 471.
Page 12.
Page 13 of 471.
As I swipe
Center
right.
of screen.
As I swipe right with 3 fingers.
Page 13 of 400. Page 13 of 400. Page 14 of 471.
We progress page by page, and if I swipe right with 3 fingers on my iPhone screen.
Page 13 of 471.
you go back a page. So let's swipe right.
Page 12 of 470, page 11 of 400, page 10 of 407, page 9 of 471.
So you could use this 3-finger swipe right or left to move back and forth between a page in your books app, in this case Apple Books. Alright, so now I guess the final and the last 3-finger gesture is to have voiceover read, basically describe images for you. Now this feature currently does not work, it's not working for some reason. I'm not sure. I believe the feature may have been disabled temporarily. It may be being developed. It was introduced a few iOS updates back, and recently though I remember my viewer had asked about this very feature, but unfortunately it currently does not work. It should work in this following method this way. Okay, for this to work we go to our Photos app.
Page chooser, page 9. Go back to page 10. Link. Grab. Dock. Frequent folder. Native apps folder. Set. Native apps. Heading.
You go to Photos.
Setting. Help. Book. App. Page 1 of 3. Page 1. Page 2. Camera. Remind. Calendar. Photos. Add. Button. Album. My app. See all. Camera roll. Camera albums. Back button.
Let's locate any image on my Photos app. Locate a photo.
Camera roll. Select. Photo. Portrait. February 28th 1:14 a.m. Image.
Nice.
Page 12 of 13.
As VOeasy announces the photo title, what we could do is basically do a 3-finger tap and hold on the image. You don't need to be focused exactly, you don't need to physically put 3 fingers on the photo. As long as VOeasy is focused on the photo, you can do a 3-finger tap and hold anywhere on the screen. So let's do a 3-finger tap and hold.
With processed text style sharp. Page 12 of 13.
You see,
Center of screen.
currently VOeasy is just announcing let's do another 3-finger tap.
45% live photo. Portrait. February 28th 1:14 a.m. Image.
Okay, 3-finger tap and hold.
Necktie. Text style. Structure. Body part. Sharp. Page 12 of 13.
Okay,
Center of screen.
it seems to be working. It's back on. It did not work earlier today, but it's working right now. So let's do another 3-finger. This is really fun. Let's do a 3-finger swipe right, 1-finger swipe right to get to the next image.
Photo. Portrait. February 28th 1:14 a.m. Image.
So basically doing a 3-finger tap and hold, you do a tap, lift, VOeasy will describe the image for you. So let's do a 3-finger tap and lift. It's a touch, it's 3-finger touch.
Necktie. Text style. Structure. Very sharp. Page 12 of 13. Center of screen.
Basically that's how it describes the image. It's just a necktie structure. So it is basically an image of maybe object. There could be a necktie, but I don't believe that's true. It may be something else. It's just the image is sharp, basically means the image is very clearly taken. It's a very clear picture or very clear image. Alright? And there is, I believe, one more VOeasy 3-finger VOeasy gesture you can do, and to show that I'll go to the mail app. So let's get to the mail app.
App switcher. Photos. Books. Phone. Settings. Launcher. Mail. Active. Mail. Alert. Turn off airplane mode or use settings. Button.
Okay, I have airplane mode turned on, but basically I can't demonstrate this feature. But a 3-finger drag is not a flick, it's a drag. So you put 3 fingers on the screen and drag your 3 fingers from the top towards the bottom, which means you place 3 fingers and swipe down.
Center of screen.
Now it's just announcing the location because that's what VoiceOver does when you touch the screen with 3 fingers. But with with the internet running on your iPhone, then you're on your mail app, doing a 3-finger swipe on the inbox of a mail app will refresh your inbox. So basically, your inbox gets refreshed. So you may see new mail after you go into your mail inbox and do a 3-finger drag from top to bottom on your iPhone screen. You may see new email appear because your inbox basically gets refreshed. And that will be all for the 3-finger gesture. Now let's proceed with the final VoiceOver gesture, the 4-finger VoiceOver gesture. So let's begin. The 4-finger VoiceOver gesture. Now for the final VoiceOver gesture, it's the 4-finger gesture, Apple VoiceOver gesture, and to use it, you could do the following taps, swipes, or tap and hold. For the 4-finger VoiceOver gesture, there are not many operations you can do with it. There are basically just a few. I believe there are two. There are two VoiceOver gestures. The first is doing a 4-finger double tap towards the top half of your iPhone screen. So let's begin. I'm going to do a 2-finger double tap towards the top upper corner or upper section of my iPhone screen and see what happens.
Speech off.
That was 3 fingers. Sometimes you make a mistake. Instead of 4, VoiceOver detects 3 fingers. So let's do it again. 4-finger double tap at the top of my iPhone screen.
Speech on.
Okay, speech is on.
Browsers folder. Browsers folder. Scanners folder.
Let's do a 4-finger tap towards the top of my iPhone screen. The 4-finger double tap.
Starting help. To stop help, perform a 4-finger double tap or 2-finger scrub, or press escape on the keyboard.
So as you heard, a 4-finger double tap at the top of your iPhone screen starts VoiceOver help. Now with VoiceOver help turned on, you could basically do a test run of all the VoiceOver gestures on your iPhone screen. A very good feature Apple VoiceOver introduced for VoiceOver users. Now with VoiceOver help turned on, you just you touch the screen, and instead of actually activating the taps or registering the taps, VoiceOver announces what each tap, flick, or tap and hold does. So that, let's say if I do a 1-finger swipe right,
flick right,
flick right,
move to next item.
VoiceOver announces the gesture and what the VoiceOver gesture does. There's a 1-finger touch or 1-finger tap on the screen.
Touch. Select item under your finger.
Let's do a 4-finger tap.
2-finger single tap. Pause or continue speech.
2-finger swipe up.
2-finger flick up. Read page starting at the top.
As you notice, VoiceOver announces flicks. It says flicks instead of swipes. Okay, so basically swipes for Android is equivalent to flicks for iOS. So instead of saying swipes, VoiceOver calls it then flicks. So let's do a 2-finger flick down. It's basically flicking. You're flicking the round objects in your carom board. You flick, and both elements hit each other. So it's flicking. You flick a coin. Okay, let's do a 2-finger flick down.
2-finger flick down. Read page starting at selected item.
So basically what you know what this basically does, it starts to a 4-finger double tap towards the top of your iPhone screen, starts VoiceOver help, ready, after which you can test all the VoiceOver gestures. Let's do one more test before I stop VoiceOver help. Let's do a 4-finger tap.
3-finger single tap. 4-finger single tap near top of screen. Move to the first item.
Yes, that's essentially another VoiceOver, 4-finger VoiceOver gesture. If you are okay, now you are at the VoiceOver help. To go out of VoiceOver help, you do a 2-finger scrub. I'm sure you know what the 2-finger scrub is. We have done this. I've demonstrated this in the 2-finger VoiceOver gesture. So I'm going to do a 2-finger scrub.
2-finger scrub. Escape the current context. Stopping help.
Now VoiceOver help has been turned off. Now, essentially, VoiceOver is back in action. Okay, so now a 4-finger tap on the screen. If you tap at the top of the screen, it will focus or take VoiceOver to the beginning element or the most top left element of your iPhone screen. So let's see, in this case, let's say we are somewhere towards the bottom of our iPhone screen.
Page 2 of 5. Adjustable.
There's a page number located at the bottom right of my iPhone screen. If I do a 4-finger tap towards the top half of my iPhone screen,
Browsers folder. 4 apps.
VoiceOver immediately jumps to the first element on the top left of my iPhone screen, which is the first app or the first folder, which is the browser folder on my iPhone screen. And doing a 4-finger tap towards the bottom half of my iPhone screen,
Dock. Extras folder. 4 apps.
takes me to the last element, which is located at the very bottom right corner of my iPhone screen, which is the extras folder, right? And I believe the final 4-finger VoiceOver gesture would be navigating the latest addition to the 4-finger VoiceOver gesture, which basically takes you between open apps on your iPhone. So let's go to the app switcher.
Frequent folder. 60 apps. App switcher. Mail. Active.
Okay, let's go.
Photos. Books.
Okay,
Active.
let's go to books.
Books.
Now,
Books. Library. Button.
we could, essentially navigate to the other apps, open apps on the iPhone by going to app switcher. That's another gesture which will be on a different demonstration. But for this case, if you are in one app and you want to move to a previously opened app, you do a 4-finger swipe right or 4-finger swipe left. So let's do a 4-finger swipe right.
Alert. Turn off airplane mode or use Wi-Fi to access data.
Yes, now I'm currently in mail. Let's do another 4-finger swipe right.
Photos. Albums.
I'm
Back button.
Photos app,
Phone. Groups.
phone app,
Settings.
settings. So you see, now if I do a 4-finger swipe right,
Zoom. Button. Zoom. Button. Phone. Groups. Button. Mail. Books. Books.
as you can see, VoiceOver makes a sound effect and you move between open apps on your iPhone screen. Alright, so I guess that will be all for the 4-finger VoiceOver gesture. and we basically concludes the VO series or the VOeasy tutorial series for the voiceover gestures. Alright, so I hope this demonstration has been useful, and I hope it'll give the new voiceover users an idea, or in this case at least, in this demonstration, a thorough tutorial on how to use voiceover on your iPhone without hesitation and problems. Alright, so please leave your comments. Do give your comments. Let me know if there's something I may have left out. I believe there isn't, but if there is, then leave it in your comments. Let me know what I left out, and I'll make an effort to get back to you as soon as possible. And in the next demonstration, I'll get on to the other important areas, all equally important, but I'll get to the next topic on voiceover for iOS users. Alright guys, so till I see you all again in the next demonstration, take care and have a wonderful day ahead.